uba sibe khona from today until tomorrow. Sibe party yenu bazalwana. Utata uMvila nomama uMvila have long been part of some of our activities down in the Eastern Cape. Siyabonga kakhulu ukuthi ke uThixo asivulele umnyango ukuthi nathi sibe khona apha. Today in particular with young people, and then tomorrow will be with couples. As you can see that I have not brought my Bible with me, it's in the car. I've left it behind purposefully so that you have an attitude to listen, to think and engage. Sometimes iBhayibhile iyakwazi uku-orientate ulindele uba kuzoshunyayelwa. That's why you get disappointed xa umuntu ephethe iBhayibhile angashumayeli. So the reason I left it behind is because I want you to have an attitude to listen, an attitude to think, an attitude to engage. Kule talk esizoba nayo today. The talk I have prepared is biased towards young people around marriage. Now, there are 4 things even before CBC Diangena presentation that I want us to take note of around marriage. The first one is that throughout the history of the Bible, marriage has always been a primary target of the enemy. That's the first thing. Keep that in mind. Throughout the history of the Bible, marriage has always been a primary target of the enemy. For an example, in Genesis chapter 2, we don't hear of the enemy attacking Eve and Adam. But in Genesis chapter 3, after the wedding ceremony of Eve and Adam, remember the reply speech ka Eva, ka Adam. Nyayazi reply speech ka Adam. The reply speech ka Adam is in Genesis chapter number 2 from verse 23 to 25. That was Adam's reply speech in his wedding. Mrs. Eva did not talk. That's why in some of the weddings, you find that Mama also bayibangathethi ku reply otata. Into esuka kudala, there was never a reply speech from Eve. Bathetha kula mtshato Adam. And it's so profound, a reply speech ka Adam. And the Bible does not tell us of people who were in attendance of that wedding. But the way he spoke, I think either they were in his mind, but you could see that he was addressing people. Because all of a sudden when he said, now, this is the bone of my bones, the flesh of my flesh. She shall be called a woman. That's at Adam's reply speech. When she saw Eve, but immediately after a reply, means when the ceremony was over, Genesis chapter 3 verse 1, the enemy came in. And we know, again, they were more often than not attacked around family. Abraham and Sarah, around family. David, around family. Job, around family. Zechariah, Elizabeth, around family. Nabal and Abigail, all of them around family. Ngokungathi uthi Satana uba ngaba ndikuphose ungekatshati sakubamba mhla watshata. You see, So that's what happens. Now, the second thing I want us to keep at the back of our mind is that when it comes to marriage, we have people who chose or who never got married, abangazange bachata, not because they did not want to get married, but some because of circumstances. Example, the prophet Jeremiah was told by God, it's in the Bible. Because if you dare get married, you are not going to fulfill my mandate. Kwaindoba ayalezwe, kushuthi inhliziyo yomtshado wayenayo, but wanqandwa nguThixo ba, please. Again in Matthew chapter number 19, kukhona abantu who volunteered not to get married in order to fulfill God's call. Ben babe khona abantu iBhayibhile ethi they are the eunuchs amatheno. Zimeko ezithile ezabangela intoba bangachati. So we have got people who never got married for certain reasons. Keep that in mind. I said the first thing is that in the Bible, throughout the Bible, marriage has always been a primary target of the enemy. Number two, there are people in the Bible who, for certain reasons, never got married. The lesson we can draw from that is that it means not everybody who desires to get married will necessarily get married. Either it's by circumstances or by choice. That's the second thing. Number three, there is a group of people in the Bible who got married and realized after they got married that they should not have got married. Matthew 19, verse number 10. The disciples said, if it is the case between a man and a woman, it is better for a man not to marry. But realize sebekhona emtshadweni bakwekho. Uba ngaba sasiyazile lento siyaziyo ngoku ngesingazange satshata. Again, what lesson can we draw from there? Indoba kuyakwazeka uthi selungaphakathi uqonda bakwekho bengamelanga baningenile. Then the question is, when that comes to your mind, what do you do? Again, it simply means the desire to get married does not destroy a desire one day to opt out of your marriage. This is important because abanye bayibothuka hey wanishiya ngokungathi ubungashiyeki umuntu uyashiywa. But i-question ke kubantu abatsha isekuthini ndingenza kanjani so that mna ndingakhe ndithi senditshatile ndithi akwaba bendingatshatanga. The last group, again, is a group of people who got married and in their marital life, babe new discoveries. Advance ba, yey, ngamazi lo muntu. Tshate naye. Oba unje. Aba sebenabantu ke, they can attest to that. Indoba xa ungena emtshatweni ungena mhlawumbe ubona ikota usazi ikota into eninzi Uzoyifumana sowungaphakathi. The question is, what do you do when you come across new discoveries? Yonke ke lento, it becomes a dilemma. Yoba, how can we get it right from the beginning? Because we need to get it right so that when the enemy targets us, we are able to survive the onslaught of the enemy. When there are new discoveries, we never regret the decision because of the new discoveries. When people change, but we do not change, we remain committed in our marriages. So if we say, how can we get it right from the beginning? Okunye singenza kanjani ndoba singangeni entweni kanti besiluhlobo loba asimele kungena kuyo. What can we do? This is what we are going to try to answer briefly tonight. So that sihambe either seen a better way of applying our minds around marriage. So that at least single people, single. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You are all single. So you are my. You should sit here because I'm here for you. I mean, you are special. You sit here. Gabona bantu abendizele bona tonight. Bonke abandize nabo sebetshatile. Lo ngutata unduna nomama unduna phakamani tata nomama unduna banibona. Naba kumntu nomntu wakhe. Lo ngutata umbali nomama umbali phakamani umntu nomntu wakhe. Lo ngutata ukem nomama ukem phakamani. They are committee members for our family ministry. This is Aram. My wife is in Cape Town. And Kangen Kwaz, she had a long-standing commitment there, which also involves in ministry. So, next couples. So, the point then that I am saying tonight is we have to see how best do we answer or find a way out of all these 4 critical areas I have highlighted. Okay, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Now, I'm going to try to say how best then to answer or share more light on these 4 areas so that we get it right. I call it a dilemma in the sense that it is a stage where you don't know what to choose, which way to go. Even the person you feel there's some kind of attraction, but you don't know whether there will be future with that person. It's uncertain. But how then do you make a good choice when you are faced with more than one alternative? That's what we are going to try to answer tonight. Now, there is a scripture there in Isaiah 30, verse 21, which I have picked it up to explain dilemma. Isaiah says, whether you turn to the right or to the left, your ears will hear a voice behind you saying, this is the way, walk in it. That's a dilemma. there's a right turn, there's a left turn, and there's a voice speaking. Now, you are before your eyes, there is a T-junction. There is a right turn, there is a left turn. But the voice is neither saying left nor right. It speaks something different. What do you do? It's a dilemma. You feel that, look, the left turn is suitable for me. But the voice says, don't take left nor right. What do you do? It's a dilemma. Now, what are the categories of single people? Number one, we do have those that were married and have lost their spouses. They are single. Now, they may be single with children or no children because they were married. But number two, they may not even have recovered from the loss, from the pain they are suffering as a result of the loss of their spouses. They are single, but they have been married for some time. Some may be old, some may be young. But the bottom line is, that's category number one. People who have been there, but have been deprived by death. They still want to remain married. It's category number one. Category number two are those people that have been married, but because of circumstances, they are out of marriage. They have not been deprived by death, but they have been deprived by circumstances. They ended up divorcing. Same, those people may be young or old. They may still be hurt. They may still have children or not have children from their first marriage. That's category number two. Category number three are those that never got married. They've never lost their spouses, number one. Number two, they are not divorcees. But still, among those, you have a group that has got children or a child. For whatever reason, they are not married with either they are the father or the mother of the child. But the bottom line is they are single parents who never got married. Number two, some may be young, some may be old. And number three, some may be desperate and some may be cool. Now, those that are desperate, they are saying, when I look at the clock, I can't afford now. I want a woman. I want a man. Some are saying, time is on my side. I'm cool. Marriage is not my priority for now. They are all a category of single people. So there are three categories that my presentation is going to deal with. Widowed, divorcees, and never married people. Those are the three categories. So you'll decide then in terms of which one you belong to. Now let's come back now to the broader definition of a dilemma. What do I mean? It's a hard choice I've already made between two or more alternatives. Now, let's look at the alternatives that may create a confusion when it comes to marriage encounter. Number one, to marry if you never got married, or to remarry if you were married but got divorced or widowed or to remain single? That's a dilemma. In other words, regardless of the status of my singleness, should I marry or remain single? That's a dilemma. Number two, if I get married, will I find a suitable person? If the answer to the first one is yes, where will I find a suitable person? Because I can tell that there are those that are not necessarily my type. Or will I get what I call a mismatched person? A person who will confuse me, a person who will undo every gain I have made in life. Now, it's a dilemma. So this side, I am saying, I want to get married. But this side, how will I find a person that I will never regret if I happen to marry? Because I know not every man has what it takes to become a husband. Keep that in mind. Not every man has the ability to become a husband. For an example, not every man is able to take full responsibility of being a father. Not every man. So that's why we have fatherless children. We even have motherless children. Because not every woman is prepared to be a mother. So not every woman or man that gives birth to a child is necessarily prepared to be a mother. There are those that are prepared to give birth and remain not mothers or fathers. Because when you become a mother, it means you must be responsible. When you become a father, it means you must be responsible. And not every parent is prepared to take full responsibility of parenting. It's a challenge. Now, if, for an example, you already have children, maybe from your previous marriage, or outside marriage, the question then is, if I decide to get married, it will not be my children, it will be me. What will happen of my children if I get married? What will be the fate of my children? That decision is mine, but I have the young ones. My decision is not necessarily theirs. What if my decision will exclude them? What do I do? It's a dilemma. If I decide to say, look, whoever takes me will have to accept me with my offspring, what if that person does not have a heart to love you together with your children? What are you going to do? Come on, talk to me. I like that. She's already, what would you do? You live. But at what stage will you know? So in other words, you will first introduce your children to this man before deciding whether to commit or not to commit.
No. When you say I love you, I'll say yes if I
Now, that's good. But do you know the power of love? Because once you commit yourself to someone, your love relationship with your children is totally different from the love relationship with your potential spouse. The mere fact that you commit yourself, it means you need someone more than your children. You have got your children, but you need someone who will not play a part of your children. Now, you commit yourself through love to that person. In other words, you enter into some kind of an emotional bond. Are you not running a risk? At what stage, what is the appropriate period? Because once you say, I love you, but does not nullify the first part, the love you have declared. Again, look at this. Your love is not based on circumstances. Your love is based on your need and expectations. Your children are a circumstance. So now how are you going to allow your children to be a determining factor of a decision that you have already made? You are too late by the time you say but. Because you have made a decision. Otherwise, you will end up having a relationship that you are not taking it to a point of getting married. Remember this. There are people that know that even though they are in a relationship, but they cannot take it further to marriage. They will say, no, we are fine. We are not a type that can be a good couple. It's good that we just have an affair. And they even go to an extent of giving birth to children. But they will tell you, we cannot tie the knot. Which simply means there is love that is not strong enough to be escalated to a level of a matrimony. Because you realize that even though you love this person, but the person is not the type of a partner that you can enter into a love commitment with him or her. It's a dilemma. And it's a very good example. What do you do when you have love and but? What do you do? It's like a believer and a non-believer. You are a Christian, but you love a non-Christian, a non-believer. What are you going to do? You love, but is not a Christian. How many Christians have ended up committing themselves to non-believers? They will say, yes, it's not born again, but I'm going to marry. So which means but is not a deterrent to the love the person has for that person. Now, the other challenge we have is, what if it doesn't work? It's a dilemma. Because you know not every marriage has worked. So that will come to your mind. What if? We read about divorces. We read about spouses who lose their partners at their early stages of marriage. Yeah? Things happen. So there is something that says, what if it doesn't work? What if it doesn't last for long? What if? It's a dilemma. But again, you look at your age. Do I still have time on my side for trial and error? Or I just need something that will work? Can I still explore? Or I have no time to explore? I want a tried and tested person. That's it. There are people that will tell you that, look, I'm old. I don't want anything that will not work. I'd rather not commit than waste my time because I'm old. Again, will this person meet my needs? Or this person has empty promises? That's the question that will be in your mind. So that's the dilemma we have. Now let's look at the context then of marriage dilemma. Number one, we come across situations where the quest for marriage overlook realities of life, where you turn a blind eye to the truth and instead listen to your desires. When your desires overshadow the truths, when what is not seen makes much more sense than what is seen. That becomes a challenge. Again, when even though forms the basis, when people say, don't commit yourself to so and so. You say, even if. This one is a criminal, even though. I don't care. I have made up my mind. I'm going to marry this person. No. This one has never been to school. Has just been living through stealing other people's items. Even the car he or she is driving is stolen. This one is wanted by police and so forth. You say, even if. No, this one has got a Sangoma spirit. Say, no, even if. Even if. That's a dilemma. You have a strong desire to marry such that you turn a blind eye or you become deaf to some of the warning signs. People say, hey, you pretend as if you have not heard, yet you have heard. You will become a failed experiment. Again, when the needs you have now even cancel the future benefits, you say, as long as I have a man, now I need a man, not tomorrow, now. A man, now. A man, now. I don't care about tomorrow. I want a man now. A man now. The devil is a liar. I want a man now. I want a man now. I don't care about tomorrow. All what I need is a man. I want a woman now. I don't